All right, Mom and Dad, here we are, the camper. So there's the sink. In order to get this sucker to work, there's a little control panel down here. This lets you test the different functions. Also, this is a battery level test. Turn it on, and you're only seeing one battery because, well, I'm sorry, you're seeing the battery condition because it's hooked up as, you don't see it on battery 2. There's only one battery hooked up, it's in parallel. Yeah, it's in parallel. So you can all see how full your gas tank is and then how full your holding tank is. So if you look at it, we're actually fairly full on the holding tank. And our fresh water is a little bit low, so we might want to get rid of some of that stuff at the next stop. Then the water pump, you want to turn your, oh, and also I think holding 2 is probably the black water, holding 1 is the gray water is my guess. But don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. If you want to use your water, you got to turn your pump on, like so, and then water goes on, turn your pump off, you don't get any water coming out of it. Makes sense? Makes sense. Got your oven here and your fan right there. The switch is up top, right over there. The microwave only works if you're plugged into land power. Let me see. This switch is for your propane heater and hot water heater. So if you want to take a shower, some of that, turn that on. You should just have to click it over like so, and it'll start up. I'm going to leave it off, and then once it's done igniting, it'll actually go from red to off, I think, even though it's still running. What else? There's an outdoor light over here, and the porch light, you can see, and then that other light is the ceiling light. This is the carbon monoxide sensor, and what they did so it wouldn't, pretty sure so they wouldn't drain too much battery, is they put a little switch over here. So you can see over there it's labeled on, off. So if you're using the propane and you're worried about it leaking or anything like that, propane sinks to the ground, that's why it's located down there. And just turn that from on to off. You'll see the lights go on that sensor, you'll be all set. This is the fridge. You can either use auto or gas. If you're hooked up to land power, probably put it on auto. And then this is a little indicator showing you if it's running on electric, if it's running on gas, or if the check is on. For some reason the check went on, we had it on auto, so we switched it to gas. It was working just fine, and then we yeah, it has been working just fine. You can tell there's a little sensor or a little flame outside. It's a propane powered fridge. You can keep it running while you're on the road. They actually made nachos while we were on the road. It was great. There's a fire extinguisher near the back door. There is a fan up here that you can turn on and off for ventilation, I believe. It's probably off right now. Yep, it appears to be off. Obviously make sure all your latches are down when you go down the road. And then this is a heater slash air conditioner up top. That only works if you're plugged into land power. And then this is your breaker box down here. There we go. Not really focusing, is it? Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can leave that there. This is your breaker box. You turn this little knob to engage it or to move it. So turn that knob right there one way, it'll pop down, and then you've got all your breakers in there. That's mostly for AC, but it also I think can engage the inverter. So we've got them all off right now because we're not plugged into land power. But if you want to run stuff, flick them on, and you can run the lights and whatnot. I just figured we will leave them off because we're not plugged into land power. And then everything's labeled so you can kind of get a sense of what's on, what's off. This is your heater down there below it, which is controlled by a thermostat over over there. We're not 100% sure how that all works. And then there's also 4 heaters come out of there. There's 2 batteries that are located right under there. If you pull a couch out, which you can, by lifting up said latch right there, you guys can figure it out. And then there's an inverter on the side. It's mounted right there. Just don't forget to turn that off when you're not using it. So I've got it plugged in so it's on. But it's pretty simple. You can see what's on and what's off. So yeah, just turn that off when you're done with it. What else? The water tank is in there. You got to lift up the seat, obviously, and you should need to get in there. There's a check valve that I think is off. We'll take a look at that later. And then other thing. So what else is it going to show you guys? Oh, this little thing is your solar charger. There's a little solar panel up front that keeps your batteries topped off. I believe they're also topped off by the alternator. So right now this thing's showing your batteries are at 14 volts. It's a good spot to be. You shouldn't have to touch that at all. It should just kind of work. Let's see. If you want to turn the fridge off, obviously switch it to the off position. I know, this is pretty engaging. There's also a secondary carbon monoxide detector up there. It should be moved a little bit lower, but what can you do? Let me see. That might be it for now. We'll revisit this a little bit later.